had a claim, and it was filed, and the insurance company did offer amount of money, and the attorney sent back I guess you would say, a request for a higher amount, maybe the $25,000. How long will it take before you know whether or not the insurance company will pay an additional amount instead of the minimum amount?
You want that one, or you want me to take that one?
I didn't quite hear the whole question.
It broke up a little bit for me too. I think she has a lawyer. It sounds like, and they sent a demand, and then the insurance company made an offer, and then they sent a change in their demand, or reduction in demand is what I heard anyway. And to answer your question, how long it takes, it varies. So it depends on the case, depends on the lawyer, depends on primarily upon the insurance company, because they're the ones that decide what goes forward in terms of what their responsibility will be. Unfortunately, more and more we're encountering where we send a demand and they offer just a nuisance or very small amount, and we have no choice but to file suit at that point, because they're not going to negotiate in good faith. More and more companies are getting that way. But to answer your question, for your case, as long as they're talking, they're making progress, then it can go on as long as it needs to get it resolved. Like Kate said earlier, you have 2 years to file a lawsuit, and I'm sure your lawyer will get it filed if it needs to be, if the settlement doesn't work out.
The waiting always aggravates you.
Well, it does, because it's not that difficult, and you can and sometimes you can get real close, and then neither side blinks, and you have to decide what to do, and it can be agonizingly long if you're that plaintiff, for sure.
Okay. And two, what a lot of people don't realize is that when it's just in the claim stage, you're negotiating with a claims adjuster. So when your lawyer recommends filing a lawsuit, a lot of times that will get it into the hands of a defense attorney, who sometimes can be a lot more reasonable than a claims adjuster. So sometimes that's a tactical move, and it doesn't always mean that it's going to go to trial. A lot of times, once it gets into the hands of a defense attorney, once it becomes a lawsuit, it can get settled much more quickly than it would be if you were just negotiating with the adjuster.
Good point.